our Grati-Tuesday, and time to welcome Reverend Sophie. Good morning.
Morning, everybody.
Morning. We're doing well. It's been a lovely, fantastic, busy Grati-Tuesday. We had Matthew in the studio earlier. We've had some of the 3 generations of Gypsy join us this morning, and a really busy Facebook wall of people sharing their gratitudes with us this morning, from winning tickets to making apple pies, to being grateful for family, and most importantly, Gina, coffee.
Yes, indeed.
Coffee is very important.
It is very important. It's lovely to have you with us, Reverend Sophie. You've had a busy week?
Oh, it's been a very busy week this week, actually. I went to a conference over the weekend. So I've been organising a Fellowship of Vocation conference, which is where we allow space for people to explore what God might be asking them to do with their lives. So it's just an opportunity for them to explore that and have people pray for them and have people kind of advise them and give them some support where they need it. So it was we had 40 delegates in total, with including staff. So it was a really lovely thing to do. So and that's just from our diocese. So it was really lovely to see so many people who feel like God is calling them to do something, which is really exciting. It was a good time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
But most nights I was not in bed before 12:30, 1 o'clock. Because I just sat around talking to people about what God is calling them to do. So I'm not yet caught up. I'm still kind of like my body is still going, I need to sleep.
And of course, you mentioned it must have been last week that you're about to embark on the new church year as well. So it's a good time to have that conference. What's God calling you to be, and as we enter into this new year?
Absolutely, yeah. So the new year starts on Advent Sunday, really. So that's the 3rd of December. That's the first Sunday in the church calendar. And so what we do is the church calendar takes us through the whole of Jesus's life, essentially. So we in the lead up to his birth, there's that time of waiting, that time of expectation that the Israelites would have gone through. So they would have been expecting a Messiah, that they were waiting for a new king to come and rescue them, essentially, from the Pharaoh at the time, the bad guy at the time, and from Herod, as you all know him to be, and also indeed any oppressive regime, really. It's kind of almost a metaphor for all of those oppressive regimes, and that's what we're kind of waiting for, something to kind of to save us in that period. So we're kind of waiting with expectation, and then of course we celebrate Jesus's birth at Christmas, and then we have a run where we're thinking about what's coming next, which of course is going to be his death and his resurrection, and then the rest of the year is how we live that out before we start the year again. So it's kind of like it's a wonderful cycle, actually. It's really lovely to look at, but it's exciting times.
And of course, within that big cycle, there are lots of mini moments within that cycle of ups and downs. And we were just talking off air about how lovely your hair looks. And you said, well, that's what I'm talking about this morning. Not necessarily your hair as such, but yes, you're looking great. So how? What are you talking about this morning?
Well, this morning, I was very grateful for this. Okay. So I do a lot of work with small children, okay, and I got a little bit too close to some small children.
Oh dear!
They've had some friends in their hair, so I had to de-knit my hair last night. I had to get some. I don't think I actually had any, but you know what it's like. It's like Gina's itching.
Yeah,
now.
we're itching. Yeah. You just have to mention it, and everybody starts.
I don't think I actually had any. I put the knit comb through, couldn't find anything, but I had treated my hair just to be on the safe side. I was like, Anyway, so I washed my hair, and I went to bed last night with my hair looking. With my hair quite wet, because I was so tired. I was like, I'm just going to bed. I don't care. Just go to bed. Got up this morning and my hair was like poof, like curls everywhere. So this morning, I am very, very grateful for this and my straightening irons, which have managed to make my hair look vaguely normal.
Well, it looks beautiful.
Your hair, you look amazing.
Yeah.
Cheers. And it gave me a thought, as you do, because it says on the back, miracle style. Miracle style. I was thinking, oh, miracles. I could talk about that this morning on Grati-Tuesday. So I said, thank you, Jesus, in the bathroom as I was styling my hair this morning, thinking, what am I going to talk about this morning? Well, I'm going to talk about hair styling cream. Is that right?
Yes.
Perfect.
So miracles. I was reading this miracle style and I was thinking, we use this, don't we? This term miracles for lots of things, and yet nobody actually believes in miracles, but anymore. I mean, there was a time when people really did believe in miracles and believe that they happened on a regular basis. And it just made me giggle that we use the word miracle style on a hairstyling product, which quite honestly, this morning, it has worked miracles on my hair. But I was thinking, we have this habit, don't we, of thinking that just because we understand how something works, it's not a miracle. And I was thinking about this in terms of St. David, who, when he was younger, when he was around, they were struggling to find fresh water. And so he prayed and a spring of water came up. And we know that springs of water come up all over the place, and we kind of know the science behind it. But it would have been miraculous to St. David. It would have been miraculous. It would have been as a result of his praying, and quite rightly too. Just because that miracle was, we know how it works, doesn't make it any less miraculous. And I was thinking also this morning about our doctors and our nurses. We rely on our doctors to bring healing to us, a miracle in itself. And sometimes they do miraculous things and they heal, injuries, they heal illnesses. And just because we know the science behind it, does it make it any less miraculous? And that was my thought for this morning. Actually, no, it doesn't make it any less miraculous. Miracles are miracles. Whether we know how it happened or not is irrelevant. What's important is that we hold on actually to those things that bring us joy and bring us excitement and bring us the things that we need when we need them. And they are miracles. So that's my little thought for today. Largely based on my bottle of shampoo, the hairstyling cream. It's amazing what you can come up with, isn't it? First thing in the morning.
I love that. That's very closely linked to what we talked about a couple of weeks ago, and rainbows. And we know how they're made, and yet there's that little moment of wow, that little moment of wonder, and it's that little moment of appreciating a miracle. It's like, isn't that amazing that that's happened? And just allowing yourself to be like, wow, that is a miracle. That is amazing. That's wonderful. That's a miracle. And just to allow yourself that moment of, that's really cool. Essentially,
it's really cool. It's that wonder and amazement and that awe, isn't it? And I guess that's what Advent is all about, really. It's that kind of expectation, waiting for something wonderful to happen at Christmas. And the kids get all excited about it, don't they? And it doesn't matter whether you're a Christian or not these days. Everybody enjoys Christmas anyway. So it's that expectation. And whether you're expecting and waiting for Jesus on Christmas morning, or whether you're expecting and waiting for presents, either of those things, they are wonderful things to be waiting for and expecting at Christmas. And so, yeah, it is miraculous. It's a miraculous time of the year, and I pray for more miracles, regardless of whether we know how they work or not.
Yeah, I was thinking of those magical moments every time I walk into my living room at the moment, and the lights on the tree, and it just it's gorgeous. It makes me smile.
It does make you smile, doesn't it? It's wonderful. Yeah. I'm being a bit Scroogey at the moment. So my daughter's birthday is on the 11th of December. So I never put decorations up until after her birthday, so that she gets her birthday properly before Christmas starts.
Yeah.
So,
I like
that. No Christmas deck yet.
Not yet. On a grander scale, it's reminding me of Saturday at the Christmas light switch on, Gina, and that miracle of so many people being together, all enjoying that same moment. And being there for and having fun and making those memories that on a larger scale as well. I love it. And we've actually, Father Neil's listening, and he sent us a message as well. I talked about those mini moments on your calendar, Sophie, and Father Neil, At 4 foot, Reverend Sophie is a mini moment in herself, and she is now full of mini beasts, and that's why I'm bald.
Love you, Father Neil. Love you.
Sophie, if people want to hear both of you together, how can they go about and do that?
Well, you could catch up with us first thing on a Sunday morning between 8 and 9 at Live and Kicking. We also sometimes occasionally do Grati-Tuesday together, although we have separated us out. You can often have too much of Father Neil and Reverend Sophie together, but certainly first thing on a Sunday morning at Live and Kicking, and obviously occasionally you might find us in church together as well. So,
fantastic!
Yeah.
And of course, this Sunday, a big day. It's the first year of the first Sunday
of the year. Where we start that waiting and expectation of the Messiah, the King to come. So
What have you got planned in your church for Sunday then, Reverend Sophie?
So we have an Advent Carol service called From Darkness to Light.
Oh, there you go.
See that, and essentially we're walking towards the new King coming. So the darkness to light kind of theme will run through that, and we'll have lots of Advent carols. The service will start off in the dark, and as the service goes on, we'll keep lighting candles so that it gets lighter and lighter, and so that is a big part of the year, and certainly one of my favorite services. It's really beautiful, actually. It's a really beautiful start to the Advent and Christmas season, to be able to start in darkness and in quiet, and then slowly bring the light in and read some of the stories. So we begin with the Genesis story where everything was dark, and it's quite theatrical, I suppose, in quite a lot of ways, but it's beautiful. And of course, I suspect that the cathedral will also be doing something similar, and other, there will be many churches in and around Pembrokeshire and wider afield that will be doing something similar. So, and each one will be slightly different. But yeah, really looking forward to it. So one of the hymns that we have on Advent Sunday is O Come, Emmanuel, which is probably one of those ones that most people would recognise, a really old hymn, but very rousing and beautiful. We seem to have lost Gina. She's kind of she's in space. She's not. Yeah,
I can see. Oh no, she's back.
I'm back. I lost you.
Lovely. She was she was there in that moment with you, Reverend Sophie. Amazing. It has been Grati-Tuesday. Reverend Sophie, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Father Neil, for getting in touch as well. You can catch up with both of them on Sunday morning, and if you miss it, you can listen back, and you can listen back to their previous shows as well at purewestradio.com/catch up, which is wonderful. And I've actually put a song in because Sophie was talking about those miracles of her shampoo. So we're going to have Miracle on the way for you, Calvin Harris and Ellie Goulding. That's exactly what you had in mind, wasn't it, Sophie?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly what I had in mind.
Have a great show on Sunday, and we'll catch up soon.
Catch up soon. Bye.
Bye.
Mae Comisiwn Ffiniau a Democrataidd Leol Cymru yn cynnal